Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down and share my go-to makeup routine. Whenever my creative juices aren't flowing, this is just my go-to, foolproof, makes me feel very, very feminine and pretty kind of makeup routine. It's very soft glam. It's not full glam, not natural. It's just that really happy medium. And honestly, like I was saying, this does make me feel my best. This is using a lot of my favorite makeup products, things that never fail me. If you want to shop any of the products that I use, they will be linked down below in the description box. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to see more content from me, and let's just get into the video. Okay, I just went ahead and clipped my hair back and did my brows, which honestly probably are not even. I'm now gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I really like to use this to carve out the brows and prime my eyelids. This is my go-to and it always works for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this, and then I'm gonna set it with the Huda Beauty powder. That's the combo I use to prep my lids and it always works for me, so I'll come right back once I'm done with that, and then we will get started on the rest of the face. Okay, now that the brows are on, we're gonna go ahead and start with skin prep. I'm gonna use the I do this every time, Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner. This is a newer product to my routine, but I've really been enjoying it and I just know it's gonna look good with all makeup looks. It really hydrates the skin, and I am a normal to dry skin girly, so anything that is going to make me more hydrated, I will take it. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with this. I like to do skin prep after I do my brows. That way it's not like wet around my brows, and my brows will stick to my skin nicely because I do like the laminated brow look. And then I'm gonna go in with the Embryolisse Lait Cream Concentrate. This is the sensitive one. There is a hair. This never fails me. It literally is pretty under everything. It's like thin but thick. It feels very hydrating on the skin, but it also has like this thin consistency. But it is, I'm pretty sure, cream based. The sensitive has less of a scent than the original. If you've ever smelled this, you know that it has a strong fragrance. So if you don't like fragrance, I'd absolutely recommend the sensitive one. It does the same thing, but just has no scent. All right, we are going to let that sit while I go ahead and hydrate my lips. This is the P. Louise. It's the Protect Your Pout. This is the lemon one, which is pretty plumping. I slather a whole bunch on, that way it can sit while I'm doing my makeup. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start the eyes. This palette is my baby. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I love this palette. You can create so many different looks with it. You can do natural looks, soft, you could do full glam. It's just so versatile. All right, I'm gonna go into this shade here with a fluffy brush, and I am just going to run that through my crease and fluffing it out. And then I will go into this shade just right here, and I'll start working that on the outer V and start blending that into the crease. I just zoomed you in a little bit, that way you can see a little bit better. I'm just gonna keep blending. I don't know why I'm getting 10 million notifications today. Then I'm going in with a tad of this darker shade here, just a little bit, and really only on the outer V. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the brush that I used to blend in some of my concealer, and I'm just going to press that on the eyelid, just kind of using the remainder to brighten it back up. And we're just gonna go in with a flatter brush and into the Bone shade, which is this one right here, and just start stamping that on the inner corner. I really like this brush because it has the angle. It's really easy to get up in there. And then start putting it all over the lid. We just want the inner portion of the eye pretty bright. Now the next step, which is going to like up the amp a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the black, and I'm going to stamp that on my lash line. I'm not gonna create a wing. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I just stamp a little like bar on the lash line. And I just feel like it adds depth and really flatters my eye shape. Okay, so that is it for the eyes for now. We're gonna move on to the base. L'Oreal Lumiglotion, this is in the shade Medium Glow, is literally one of my favorite products of all time. I'm just going to blend that in with my fingers. It just gives the skin such a pretty radiance and luminosity underneath makeup. It is so pretty. For foundation, I feel like this was kind of hard, but kind of not, because this is a holy grail. This is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I have mine in the shade 110 Light Neutral. This might be a little light on me right now, but that is okay. We'll make it work. Maybe not. It might work perfectly. I'm just gonna go ahead and dot this on. The formula is so amazing on this foundation. It's like thin, but packs a punch in coverage, and it's buildable. This is the definition of a foolproof foundation. And I'm going to use my Anissa Beauty Pinnacle Foundation brush to blend this in. I'm just gonna start to push it into the skin immediately. So gorgeous. I haven't reached for this for a minute because I have a lot of makeup, so I reach for different things here and there to try and use it all, but there was a long while where this was all that I was using, and watch me go back into that. The formula is quite liquidy, quite watery almost, but it makes for a very thin foundation. which always looks really good on the skin because it doesn't look heavy. It's just a skin-like foundation. It's so good. Okay, now we need to bronze up the skin. I'm going to use the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte Bronzer in Bondi Bay. This is so pretty and so creamy, and the shade is just perfect. Blends so easy and it's so creamy, but not too creamy to the point where it slips and slides. The formula on this is so good. Honestly, I feel like these are kind of overrated. Let me know if you've tried them out. Even their blush sticks are so good. They're not patchy. They blend so easily. You know what? On the topic of them, I'm going to use a Nude Sticks blush in the shade Cherry Blossom Babe. I love this shade. I'm gonna layer it on. This is from the Nudies Bloom collection. This is the dewy one. They do have matte ones if dewy is not really your thing. If you've been here a while, you know that dewy is my thing. I know the blush is intense, but that is fully intentional. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty concealer. This is the, what is it actually called? The We're Even concealer. And I typically like to blend my concealer in with a brush more than anything else. Concealer just makes everything better. Okay, now we're gonna watch the magic happen with setting down the face. We're gonna start with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I have mine in the shade Fair. As you can tell, I'm a big fan. I like to set my under eyes with a pressed powder first. That way my loose powder does not cling to anything. This is honestly one of the best tips for a smooth under eye. Again, to set pressed and then loose. I'm gonna go ahead and set this down. Look at the difference between just setting with pressed powder. It is always my left eye that creases worse than the right. Not entirely sure why. All right, now with a powder puff and the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Powder, I'm gonna pick it up and just go right in. And look at the blur. I know you saw that. And then you might think this is overkill, but trust me, you'll thank me later. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. And I use this on the remainder of my face. That way I'm able to keep a little bit of that glow. I don't want to go too flat looking, but I really want to reduce any of the tackiness on my face. Okay, let's get this skin bronzed up again. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury. This I have in the shade medium. I love to come back and reinforce all of my cream products with powder. And this brush, this Rosen Ben brush, makes my life so much easier with powder bronzer. And this next step is nothing new. I'm going to go ahead and carve out my contour or bronzer, whatever. And powder blush is always something that switches up. Today I'm going to use the NYX Buttermelt Blush in Getting Butta. I've been using these quite a bit. I actually did this combo that I'm getting ready to do just the other day, I think in my last post, and it was such a pretty blush combo. I'm really focusing this towards the back of the cheek, and then the shade Butta Together, which that I just brought down a little bit more. For highlight, this palette will always be my baby. It has 4 different shades. It's the Dior Backstage Glow Face palette, and I kind of mixed these 3 around and then just put them on. So I will just go ahead and mix them, and it just gives such a pretty glow. It's so ethereal. Okay, the next product might shock you a little bit. I'm gonna use the MAC Fix Plus. It is still so good. I'd like to use this. I've been reaching for it a lot to melt my powders together. I'll get the face pretty wet, and you can absolutely skip this, but sometimes I use my little fan. Okay, I'm gonna go in and reinforce the white on the eye. Okay, I'm gonna do my waterline with Essence Silky Nude, and then tightline with the Essence Black Eyeliner. I think this shade is called, it's called Black Love. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes to prep for the mascara. And this Morphe Make It Big mascara, I have been non-stop reaching for this. Look at the length and the volume that it gives. All right, let's go ahead and finish this off with lips. I'm gonna use NYX Sandstorm for lip liner. Such a perfect shade. You do have to work with it a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, for lipstick, I'm using my iconic Creme Cup. This literally is one of my all-time favorites. As you can see, it is such a good pinky nude. And now some of this Wet n Wild gloss in the shade Low Key Pink. These are only like $2.30, so they're so good and so pigmented. That is it for today's makeup. It is literally foolproof. Again, if I don't know what I want to do, I will immediately go for this look, this matte eye with perfected skin, a pinky nude lip. It's just, it goes with everything, and you can wear it casually, and you can also wear it like if you're going somewhere fancy, just pop on a lash, add a little more to the look. You will of course have to let me know what you guys think, but I really love this look. It is my absolute go-to. But that is gonna be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Make sure to comment down below any content you want to see from me in the future, and of course do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post and upload. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.